Hello yogis, my name is Mare and my husband and I are going to go do a flow, and my neighbors have their music on really loud, so there might be some kids screaming in the background, so hopefully you can get through all of that, and we can too. Anyway, we're going to start. Just finding a comfortable place on your mat, making the transition of arriving. John is not using any props, but you can always use any props that you feel would be necessary. You can have bolster or pillows under your knees, behind your back. And just start by taking some deep cleansing breaths. In through the nose, using your lower abs, the ribs, all the way up to the collarbone, and then exhaling out of your mouth. And taking at least 2 to 3 of those to just allow the body to settle, nervous system start to relax. You'll be able to feel your jaw relax, the brow, thought patterns will start to slow down. Good. And then you can start to move into more Ujjayi breathing, which is in through the nose, out through the nose. Again, still utilizing the 3-part breath, letting that belly rise on the inhale. Good. And as you continue with your breath, maybe start to build an intention of coming to a mantra, anything that's going to allow you to stay focused and within yourself. Take about 2 more breaths. And then on your next inhale, allow those arms to come up over your head, reaching long, way back behind you. Pointing your toes, letting that lower back lift up. Taking a nice inhale, and then exhale out of your mouth, letting it all go. Relax. And doing that one more time. Nice. And bringing your knees into your chest, giving them a nice hug. And just rocking side to side here, massaging that lower back. Maybe coming into a happy baby if that would feel good to you, letting the knees fall out to the side. Trying to keep the tailbone coming down towards the mat. You can always just grab the back of your quads here, allowing the heels still to go up towards the ceiling as much as they can. There you go. Just finding your way to your pose, maybe stillness or rocking side to side. Good. And then bringing the knees back into your chest, you're going to rock and roll forward and back along your spine. Just massaging that spine a little bit more. Eventually making your way to tabletop. Coming onto your hands and knees. Your knees are hip distance apart. Your hands are underneath your shoulders, if not a little bit wider. Just making sure that the eye of the elbow is coming forward. So you really want to fire up the arms by bringing the biceps away from you and the triceps inward. Having pressure along the fingers to keep and knuckles all the way out to keep the weight from dumping into the wrists. And from here, we're going to take some organic movement. So over the next 5 to 6 breaths, just moving your body. It could be cat-cows. Just making sure that you're moving with your breath. So as you exhale, you can bring your chin into your chest as you push the floor away, separating the shoulders, feeling the core engagement. Inhale, let your head and tailbone come up. You can continue with those, or if you want more of a lateral side move, just pushing the hips and the ribs in the opposite direction. Just finding your path of what's going to feel good here. Just awakening the spine, bringing the hips back. Good, you have about 2 more breaths. Nice, and we're gonna walk our hands out. When you're finished with your organic movement, coming to melting heart, keeping the hips over your knees. Feeling that nice stretch along the shoulders. If you have a healthy neck, you can bring your chin down. Allowing the chest to fall deeper towards the floor. One more breath. And then as you exhale, you're going to pull the belly in as you slowly walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Coming to a neutral spine. We'll do a nice shoulder stretch. More pressure in the left hand as you open up with the right up towards the sky. And then exhale, letting it come through. Threading underneath the left, and your right ear comes down towards the mat. Your left arm can come up, reaching ahead of you if you want, or come to your back. Whatever feels good here. Two more breaths. Good, and bringing that left hand back down underneath your shoulder, pushing into that hand as you push up, reaching with the right arm back up to the sky. Exhale, bringing that hand back down. Take 2 cat-cows or any other organic movement that would feel good here. Making sure that each movement has a breath to it. And then coming to your neutral spine, we'll take that same pose on the other side. So now more pressure on the right hand as you open that left arm, reaching up towards the sky. Exhale, threading it through as far as you can. The left ear comes down. And the same options with the hands. The right hand can come over your head or behind your back. One more breath. Good, and then we're going to bring that right hand back down underneath the shoulder, pushing into that hand again as we reach up towards the sky. And exhale, bring that hand down, finding the neutral spine. Taking a few shoulder shrugs, we're going to keep our arms really strong and straight. Pushing into the ground, we're going to round the shoulders. And then as we inhale, on your next inhale, we're going to let the chest fall towards the floor, but keep the arms straight. And then exhale, push the ground away, rounding. Inhale, let the chest come down. Exhale, push away. 2 more times. And 1 more time. Very nice. Then we're going to extend that right leg long. Just stretching, opening up the back of that knee. Our right toe mound is still connected to the floor, and we're just pushing against that heel, just rocking forward and back along that toe mound. 1 more breath. And as we exhale, we're going to bring this leg up all the way to the outside of the right hand, moving our hand forward a little bit so we can allow the hips to come forward. Getting a nice stretch along that hip flexor. taking your time here. You can move the hip side to side if that feels good. Just first time, just opening up the hips. We want to be a little gentle, not forcing too much. Good, one more breath. And exhale, we're going to bring that leg back all the way, walking the hands back again underneath the shoulders as we extend that leg now out straight and long. Bending at the knee, sole of the foot up towards the ceiling. We're going to do little pulses, squeezing that right glute as you pulse that foot up to the sky. So we'll do 10, 9, 8, keep the belly engaged, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice, bringing that knee back down, letting the hips come down for child's pose. Arms can be reaching out in front or along the side. Staying here for 3 breaths. Good, on that last breath, coming back up to your tabletop. Now letting that left leg extend out long and rocking forward and back here. Now, one more breath. And when you're ready on your next exhale, we're going to bring that left leg up to the outside of this left hand. Walking your hands forward again about a foot and allowing that hip to fall down towards the floor. Keeping your breath flowing as you allow a little bit of movement here, just allowing that hip to slowly loosen up and stretching that hip flexor. Good. 2 more breaths. Nice, and we're going to take that left leg, shoot it on back as we walk our hands back underneath our shoulders. Keeping that foot long and stretched behind us, we're going to bend at the knee, sole of the foot now up towards the ceiling, and now squeeze that left glute as you slowly lift up that leg. So it's 10, 9, 8, 7, squeeze that glute, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice, bringing that knee back down. This time take a really wide child's pose. Allow your chest to fall towards the floor. Maybe let your forehead rock side to side. Take about 3 breaths. On that last exhale, you're going to come back up to your tabletop, walking the knees back in underneath your hips, adjusting your hands to be underneath your shoulders, tucking your toes. We're going to come to our first downward dog. Pushing the hips back, taking some time here to walk your dog out. Pushing the heels towards the floor. Good, or maybe you need stillness, whatever feels good here. Just really be pushing the floor away. The hips come up towards the sky. You can keep your knees bent here to press your chest towards your thighs. One more breath. And looking at your hands, we're going to walk our feet up towards our hands, keeping the knees bent for our first forward fold. Let the head just dangle, shaking it out yes and no. Maybe you hold on to your elbows. Or if you want, you can always clasp your hands behind your back. Getting a nice shoulder stretch, allowing that neck to be loose. Keeping the knees bent so that your belly rests on those thighs. One more breath. If you're bound in any way, releasing the bowing. Let your hands come down to the floor or to your shins, lifting up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slowly roll up. Your first standing pose. Let your arms come up overhead, reaching, looking up over. Exhale, hands to heart center. Taking a cleansing breath. We'll do a few sun salutations. So we'll inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting your hands, step back, right foot first. Now the left. You can always come to your knees here or holding plank. Holding this for about 3 breaths. Keep the core engaged, pushing the heels towards that back wall. Separating the shoulders, bringing the core into the spine. One more breath. You can always come to your knees. We're going to rock forward and then slowly lower down to the belly. Untuck your toes, rolling the shoulders back for your first cobra. Exhale, lower. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Push the shoulders back. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Now, yogi's choice, you can go to child's pose to get to downward dog, or you can tuck your toes, push your elbows into the side, come back up to plank, and then push the hips back to downward dog. Take 2 cleansing breaths. Then bending the knees, looking at your hands. Walk your feet up to your hands. Jump, that's fine. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up to mountain. Maybe a little back bend. Exhale, this time swan dive. Let your arms come out wide. Lead with your chest. All the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, left foot back and the right foot back. Holding this plank for 1 full breath cycle. Very nice. When you're ready, again, you can always come to your knees. This time you can come to chaturanga if you want, or you can stay with cobra. Chaturanga is coming down halfway, lifting the chest up for your up dog. Holding this or holding your cobra. Now for your exhale, you can push back to child's pose, or again, you can tuck your toes, come back down, push up for plank, and back to downward dog. Another cleansing breath. Bending your knees, looking at your hands, walk, step, or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Maybe a little back bend again. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, making your way to plank. You can always step back. You can always jump to your cobra or your up dog. Exhale, find your way to downward dog. You can continue with that push-up if you want. 2 cleansing breaths. Bending the knees, looking at your hands. Walk, step, or jump. This time I'm just going to step one foot up and then the other. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, little back bend. One more round. Exhale, forward fold. Lead with the chest. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting your hands, step or jump. Holding plank for a nice inhale. Exhale, chaturanga or cobra. Up dog. And again, finding your way to downward dog. Good. Take 2 cleansing breaths. One more. Good. And then we're going to lift up that right leg. Open up the hip. Making sure pressure is equal in your hands so the chest stays square. Maybe you want to take a circle here. One way and then the other. You're extending that leg out long. Looking at your hands, you're going to bring that foot up, holding the chest, and then letting that foot fall in between your hands, lowering that back knee, untucking the toes, squaring off your hips, making sure your hips are square as you rise up. Keeping the pressure on that back, top of that foot to help with the foundation. Your hips are squeezing together and your knee is in alignment with your ankle. We're going to inhale, letting the arms come up. And as we exhale, we're just going to allow our hips to settle into this pose. So allow the hips to fall a little closer. You might have to adjust your foot in the front. Keep the knee and ankle alignment. Another breath, squeeze those hips. And now the right hand is going to grab that left wrist. Inhale, lengthen straight up. And exhale, you're just going to lean to the right a little bit. Get a nice stretch all along this IT band. Let the hips fall. 2 more breaths here. One more. Good, and inhale, coming back up. And exhale, we're going to take this right arm, coming back behind us and coming into a low lunge, little twist. Reaching those hands away from us, but yet still squeezing your thighs together. Keep the hips forward. So don't let this knee go out. Keep it coming into the median. Good. You can look back behind you if you want. One more breath like this. And then exhale, you're going to windmill your hands down. Bring the collarbones opening on your inhale. Exhale, let the hips come back for that half split. Walking your hands back. Now this knee can be bent here. Keep the hips square. This is a great place for books or pillows or anything if you need to bring the ground up to you. Keeping the toes flexed up towards you. Good, 2 more breaths. Nice, and bring that sole of the foot back down. Hands come on either side of that foot. We're going to tuck those back toes, lifting that back knee. And as we exhale, we're going to bring that leg up, meeting the right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising up to mountain. Little back bend a little further. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a cleansing breath. One more. And then we're going to flow to downward dog. So yogi's choice. You can go through the whole flow, including the chaturangas or cobras, or just step back to downward dog. Exhale, forward fold. Finding your way there, yogis. Planting your hands. You know where you want to go to get to downward dog. Finding your way there. Once you're in downward dog, take a cleansing breath. This time lifting that left leg up, reaching it towards the sky. And then opening up the hip. Keeping your chest square to your hip. And then taking a couple of circles here in one direction. And then the other. And extending that leg long again. Looking at your hands, we're going to exhale as we bring that knee in towards the chest. Squeezing it up into there. And then slowly lowering that foot down in between your hands. Letting that back knee lower, untucking the toes. And then squeezing your hips, pushing that right top of the foot into the mat, lifting up, settling into the pose on your exhale. Take 2 more breaths right here. Sam wants to do it. Good. And now we're going to let the left hand grab that right wrist. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale now, lean towards the left. Getting that IT band, let those hips fall a little closer to the floor. Good, 2 more breaths. 1 more. And as we inhale, we come back up. And then exhale, we're going to let that left arm now come back behind, reaching those hands away from each other, still keeping that integrity of the hips and that left knee. Good. Two more breaths. And then when you're ready, we're going to, could you come to a little back there? Now we're going to windmill your hands down. Good. From here, inhale, opening your collarbone. Exhale, still squeeze those hips together as you bring your hips back. Coming into a nice hamstring stretch here. Making sure all 5 toes are pointing back. Good, 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, walk the hands forward as you allow that foot to find the floor. Untucking the back toe, or tucking the back toes and lifting that back knee. We're going to inhale, lengthen out, opening the collarbones. Exhale, bring that foot up to meet the leg. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. This time, maybe goalpost arms a little deeper in the back bend. Inhale, lengthen. And we're just going to add on to that flow. So exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Find your way to downward dog, yogis. Going there how you want, whatever your energy level is today. Finding your path to downward dog. Good. Taking a cleansing breath. We're going to inhale, lift that leg, right leg up. Exhale, we're going to bring that knee into the chest, holding it here. One more breath. And then lowering that foot in between the hands. Lower that back knee, untuck the toes. Rise up for your low lunge. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, settle. Another inhale. Exhale, we're going to come to that twist. Inhale, little back bend. Taking that right hand towards your lower back or the back of your left leg. One more breath. Good. As we exhale, we're going to bring those hands down. Inhale, lengthen, open up the collarbone. Exhale, push the hips back. Find that half split. Good. Inhale, let that foot come down towards the floor. Tucking those back toes, we're going to walk ourselves around to Skandasana lunge to the left. Good. Walking your hands out on a little stretch here, feeling that nice stretch on the inside thigh. And let your head drop. This is not in your agenda for today. You can always be in high Skandasana lunge. So whatever you need there. One more breath. And then looking at that right foot, we're going to bend this right knee and come into warrior two. Settling into your warrior pose, feeling very strong. Arms are reaching away from each other. Make sure you have your chest over your hips, not leaning forward. Letting this front knee be bent. One more breath. Inhale, come to reverse. Bend into that front knee just a little bit more. Reach that hand back. And then as you exhale, windmill the hands down. Front foot's going to go back. Actually, I'm going to correct that. Front foot comes to meet the back foot comes to meet the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising up to mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Continue on. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, back bend, goalpost. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, find your way to your downward dog. Once in your downward dog, take a cleansing breath. Left leg's going to go up. Exhale, bending that knee, bringing it into your chest. Push the floor away, squeeze that knee in. Good, another breath. And slowly drop that foot in between your hands. Lowering that back knee, untucking the toes. When you're ready, inhale, lift up. Settling into the pose. Another inhale, lengthen. Exhale, settle. Inhale, open up that left arm. Staying here. Reaching everything away from each other. One more inhale. Exhale for that little back bend. Right arm goes up, left hand finds the right leg or the lower back. Reaching back behind you, squeeze your thighs together. Keep the breath flowing, one more breath. Nice, exhale, bring those hands down. Good, did we come into half split? Yep. And then, good thing John's here. From here, we're going to tuck those back toes, finding our way to warrior two on the left side. Settling into your warrior two. Keeping your shoulders over the hips. Strong arms, pushing away from each other. Right, left knees opening away. One more breath. On your next inhale, you're going to reverse your warrior, bending a little more into that knee as you reach that hand a little bit further away. One more breath. Exhale, you're going to windmill your hands down. The back foot now is going to come up to meet the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising up to mountain, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a cleansing breath. And again. Very nice. As we add on, inhale, lengthen, arms overhead. Exhale, back bend. Push those hips forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Find your way to your downward dog, however you decide to get there. Take a cleansing breath. Inhale, let that right leg go up. Exhale, we're going to bring it in through, in between the hands. Lowering that knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale, settle. Inhale, come to that twist. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, windmill the hands down. I know what we forgot, Skandasana lunge. Opening up to that warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, we're going to come to Skandasana lunge to the right. No, sorry, to the left. We forgot to do this on the other side. Letting that stretch. Good. Now walking towards the right. Getting that stretch now on the right. We'll stay here for a few breaths since we missed it on the other side. Good. One more breath. Good, and walking your hands towards the front of the mat. Good, from here, we're going to go ahead and come back to that warrior two. Good, inhale, reverse. Exhale, we're gonna find that side angle. Your elbow can find the right knee, making sure that left hip is tucked underneath you. If you want, you can have your right hand on a block or on the floor or holding onto your ankle. But you want to make sure your chest stays open. So it's better to keep yourself higher to get the more out of the pose. Take 2 more breaths. You can always bind here. That top arm can come behind you. 1 more breath. Good. As we exhale, we're going to bring that left hand down. And we're going to find our way to side plank. The right knee is going to come back. Now you can have your right foot on the floor here, just lifting up for a little modified side plank this way. Or if you want the full, you have foot up on top of foot. 1 more breath. Exhale, you're going to bring that hand down, finding your way to plank. Exhale, you're going to lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, push yourself back to downward dog. Take a cleansing breath. Looking at your hands, walk, step, or jump your feet up to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up to mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a cleansing breath. And again. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, lengthen, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Making your way to your downward dog. Getting there how you want. You can skip all of this and just sit back to downward dog. Taking a cleansing breath. Left leg is going to lift up. Exhale, bring it through, in between your hands. Lower that back knee, untuck. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, settle. Inhale, come to that twist to the left. Exhale, back bend. Good. Inhale, you're going to windmill those hands down. Rising up now for your warrior 2. Left leg forward. Inhale, reverse. And we're going to come to that Skandasana lunge on the left. Then on to the right, or to the front, which would be your left. Holding here. Turning yourself around. Finding your low lunge. And then we're going to go ahead and come to a side plank now on with the right hand down. Our left foot can come behind us. And it can be a modified side plank like this. The toe behind. Or if you want, you can come to the full side plank. John's lifting one leg, wherever you're at. Push those hips up, the obliques. 1 more breath. Exhale, bring that hand down, finding your way to plank, and then lowering all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, push yourself back to a child's pose. Take about 3 to 4 breaths here in your child's pose. I think Sam needs to go inside. Okay, Sam, I'm not done. Another breath. And then when you're ready, we're going to rise up, coming back to your downward dog. Good, looking at your hands, you can walk, step, or jump your feet back to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising up to mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a cleansing breath. Good, we'll go through that flow one more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, back bend. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Find your way to your downward dog. Getting there any way that you want. Good. When you're ready, right leg up. Exhale, you're going to bring that knee into your chest, lowering that foot. Lower the back knee. Inhale, rise. Exhale, settle. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, back bend. This time we're going to bring that left elbow to the outside of that knee, coming into a little bit more of a twist. Palm upon palm. As you, on your exhale, bring your belly into your chest, into your belly, into your spine, so that you can twist a little deeper. If you want, you can lift that back knee. Yogi's choice. One more breath. On your exhale, we're going to transition to warrior two. Finding your pose, making the adjustments. Settling in. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, Skandasana lunge to the back. Inhale to the front. Coming back around. Good. Coming to that side plank. Again, you can have it modified with one foot down. You can even turn this into a wild thing, if that's in your practice. Or you can stay at side plank. Just options. One more breath. Good. As we exhale, we're going to come back to that plank. This time we're going to lift that right leg, bring it to the outside of that right hand again. Lowering that back knee. We're going to let this sole of the foot open up, letting the hips fall a little further. Now you can just stay here. You can allow your arms to come down. If you want to add more of a quad stretch, you can lift that back leg. I have it lifted. If you want, you can grab that foot if you can reach it. If not, don't worry. Just lifting that foot up is probably enough of a quad stretch. If you need a little more on that quad, you can come down to your forearm and have the foot. Two more breaths. Then slowly releasing all of that, coming back to lizard pose. And then we're going to tuck that back toes, lifting that back knee, bringing that foot up to meet the left hand, finding Malasana squat. This is a great place for a block to be able to sit on. Having your elbows pushing against the inside of your knees, and your knees pushing into your elbows, opening up your collarbones. Take 2 more breaths. And I know a lot of this is a hard pose to get to. Spread your legs. Let your feet be wider than your mat. A lot of times that will help. 1 more breath. As we exhale, we're going to bring our hands down, lifting up our hips as we heel-toe our feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising up to mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a cleansing breath. We have 1 more side to do. When you're ready, we're going to inhale. Exhale, back bend. Lean back, lean back. Inhale, lengthen tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Find your way to your downward dog. Take a cleansing breath. Left leg's gonna go up. On your exhale, knee into your chest as you lower that foot down. Lowering that back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, settle. Inhale, come into that reverse. Exhale, little back bend. Good. From here, that right elbow is going to come to the outside of that left knee. Coming into that little bit of a deeper twist. Palm to palm, palm. As you press and exhale, and squeeze your belly into your spine before you start your twist. Protect that lower back. Squeeze your thighs together still. One more breath. You can always come up off of that back knee by tucking the toes. Forgot about that option. And when you're ready, on your next exhale, we're going to come to Warrior 2. Rising up, settling into Warrior 2. On your next inhale, you're going to come to that reverse. Exhale, Skandasana lunge to the back. And then to the front. Good. Walking your hands towards the front. Again, finding that side plank. Lots of options here. You can have a modified plank. You can turn this into the wild thing if you want, if that's in your practice. Or the traditional side plank. Good. One more breath. Exhale, bring that left hand down, finding your plank. We're going to lift that left leg and bring it to the outside of that left hand. Lowering the back knee and letting the sole of this left foot be exposed. Allowing that hip to open up a little more. Taking some breaths here and just allowing that stretch to come to you naturally. No pushing or tugging. You can stay here, or you can always come to your forearms. If you want that quad stretch again, you can bend that leg, grab that foot, or just have the quad stretch, which is what John's doing. And again, if you need more on that quad stretch, you can come down to your forearms. Two more breaths. And slowly releasing that. Bringing your hands back underneath your shoulders. And when you're ready, we're gonna tuck the back toes, lifting that back knee, and then bringing the right foot up to the outside of the right hand, finding Vinyasa squat here. Now, if crow is in your practice, feel free to take crow. From here, you're basically already in position. You can have your hands down. Your knees will come underneath your armpits about, lifting up your feet. You can lift one and then the other, or maybe you just play around with just leaning forward, keeping your feet on the floor, and just squeezing your knees into the side of your arms. Wherever you're at, you could just be here with a block underneath you. 2 more breaths. Good, and then we're gonna exhale, bring the hands down, lifting at the hips as you heel toe your feet together. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, deep forward fold. Really hug into your knees here, hug into your legs. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, bending those knees, allowing yourself to come back down onto your bottom. And we're going to do a little bit of core. So I'm going to do it sideways. John will do it the way he's going to rise. So we're going to come to our back. And bring your hands behind your head. Okay, we're going to bring our hands behind our head, bending at your knees. I'll just talk John through it. Good. Now from here, I want you to just lift your chin on you as you exhale. Lift your chin and shoulder blades straight up towards the sky. And exhale, lower. Good. Inhale and exhale. Good. So as you exhale, you're rising. Inhale, low. So 10, 9, pull that belly into your spine. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Now go ahead and turn and come onto your belly, or you can rise up and bring your head to the top of the mat. You're going to come onto the belly. We're going to exercise that back. Good. Now reaching your arms out in front of you long. Good. Forehead straight down to the mat. Yes. So I want you to keep the tops of your feet pushing into the mat. As you inhale, really lift up your arms and lengthen like Superman. As you exhale, elbows to your kidneys and lift your chest. Yes. Inhale, lengthen and lower. Exhale, lift and arms to the side. Good. Inhale, lengthen. So you want to lower, in, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good. Good. We'll do 7 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lowering down, palm and palm, palm, forehead on the palm. Bending your knees. You're going to windshield wipe your legs side to side. Good. Take a cleansing breath. Let your legs come out long. Bringing your hands underneath your shoulders, pushing yourself back, finding your child's pose. Take 3 breaths here. And then lifting up your chest a little bit, you're going to walk your hands as far to the right as you can as you keep your hips down as far as you can. Particularly that left hip, push it back. Two more breaths. And walking your hands back through center, all the way to the left now. Pushing your right hip back. Two more breaths. Coming back through center. Take a cleansing breath. And slowly rise, rolling yourself back up. Letting your legs come out in front. Scooting yourself to the top of the mat. And we're going to inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, your knees can totally be bent here as you fold forward. Reaching long on your next inhale. And then as you exhale, just slowly rolling all the way to your Savasana, all the way to your back. If you have about 10 breaths to take any last pose that you might want to take. I'm going to put Sam aside.
Okay, go.
And then allowing yourself to simply float away in your Savasana. Feel free to be able to stay in this Savasana as long as you desire to be there. For our own videotaping, I will go ahead and close toes out, but you stay where you're at. Allow yourself to simply be, float away. We will be here next time. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, a great night's sleep. Till we see each other again. I miss you. Namaste.